to the third phase. You've controlled your perception. That's why you're able to love yourself so much. You've controlled your love. Your perception, unlimited. Your love, unlimited. And since you have a clear view of how much God you are on this planet, and since nobody can love more than you and is loved more than you, it's time to forgive. Phase 3 is unlimited forgiveness. This is where you literally embody the forgiveness of God. They've never done anything to you. They've done it to themselves. This is where you crucify your ego, so your ego does not crucify you. This is where you have the will of a warrior, but the heart of a child. This is where you forgive. Latin word means to release, let go. I want you to imagine the person or people who have done the most damage to you. Go ahead. Some of you may be married to them. Some of you may have come from their womb. I want you to see these people or person as clear as possible. I want you to look at them. Every freckle on their face. The goatee to their makeup. Now, I want you to think about the one person you are not supposed to correct. That person could be an organization. Maybe you're not supposed to correct your fraternity, your sorority, your church, your mosque. Whatever you cannot correct controls you. Put them in there too. Now, I tell you a story about a Tibetan monastery. They were getting ready to be ransacked, pillaged by Vikings. They had a golden statue, and they wanted to protect it, so they covered it with mud, and they made sure that it looked like stone, clay. And sure enough, when the enemy came, they viewed the statue as worthless, ransacked everything, took all the gold out the temple, all the crop from the land. Generations later, these monks were dead, and a young monk was meditating under the statue, the stone statue, and a dove fell on the statue, landed on the statue, and knocked a piece of the petrified mud off. And right there, saw on the shoulder of the statue that it was gold. That's you. You are 100% pure gold, covered by the mud of their perception of you, the mud of their love of you, and the mud of what they've done to you. Now I want you to imagine yourself as the most purest gold being on the planet. And imagine yourself being stuck for years in one place. And every piece of mud on top of your gold is what you have not let go of what other people have done to you. Some mud represents arguments, other mud represents molestation, and other mud represents whatever you needed to represent. Be honest with the mud surrounding you, because that mud is stopping the light of your gold. Now imagine a perfect dove descending upon your shoulder and knocking off a piece of that mud. And now that you are aware that you are gold, look at your shoulder. See the dove and see how much of that mud has been knocked off. Can you see your gold? If you can't see it, don't move until you can see it. Now with the light that's in you, since you control your perception, and since you love yourself enough, from the inside out, you crack that mud. Flex your muscles. Hold the power position until the mud starts cracking. You are not offended that this mud is cracking because gravity will take it down. You need no effort. Gravity will do its job, and mud is falling from your head to the rest of your shoulder. See all the mud fall. Look how golden you are. Can you see yourself with your new perception? Let all the mud fall. All the mud now is at the bottom of your feet. You're getting ready to walk away from this mud, and you will never see this mud again. Get ready. You are a giant statue. You only need 10 steps to never see this mud again. With your left foot, take one giant step. Right foot, that's the second one. 3 and 4. Now take a 5th step. Now look back at the mud you just walked away from, because you'll never look back again. So get it out your system. Can you see the mud? That's everything they've ever done to you. And it's on the ground away from you where it should be. You're getting ready to turn around and never turn around again. Look at the mud. You're no longer angry at this mud, because you do not have to be angry to move forward. Look at the mud. Since you control your perception, you are now grateful for the mud. The mud made you who you are. The mud reminded you how golden you are. Without the mud, you wouldn't even appreciate being golden right now. Look at it one last time. Now look at it with gratitude. Now turn around, because you are God. Step 6, away from the mud. Step 7, away from the mud. 8 and 9. Now take your 10th step to the God that you are. Now take a deep breath. Feel better. Oh, there's no reason to be heavy. You left that mud way behind you. It is forgiveness that stops the wheel of karma. And since you now have forgiven them, it is time to forgive yourself. You are not behind. You are not weak. That's a perception issue. You don't have that problem. You are free. Ascend with me to the fourth phase. You've controlled your perception. Oh, you're doing a good job. You have unlimited love. You have unlimited forgiveness. Now you find yourself with unlimited power. Can you feel it? Can you feel that the same power God has, you have flowing through you? The same power your ancestors have, you have flowing through you. As a matter of fact, when you walk into another room, you walk with all your ancestors. Can you feel your power? God is not weak and wimpy, and neither are you. And if you are all knowing, if you control your perception, if you are all loving and all forgiving, you are also all powerful. You are omnipotent. Feel your power. Now, since your perception is clear, your power is used like God's. You use power to influence, not power over. You are strength armed with strength. You are force unlimited. And every time you move, the forces against you flee. Can you see it? Can you feel it?
All right, so I got one lifetime to help you out and convince you that you can have anything that you want. And we'll try to do so upon this call. Maybe you can actually overcome what you desire. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. Maybe you cannot. Grace, I got nothing to do with that. What I do know is that this life works in any way you wish it to. And it's always working the way you wished it to work. I'll say it again. All I know is this life works any way that you wish it to. And it always works in the way in which you wished it to have worked. Looking kind of spiffy. Thank you so much, sir. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you part of the Exploring Alignment Conference. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk for a while. We'll have some dialogue. As usual, you can stop at any time, but I will dominate the conversation more than usually, as this is a conference agenda. But I do want to challenge you to ask yourself, why don't you invest in you? And where would you be if you never quit on you? Like, if you never quit on you, where would you be? Where would you be? Where would you be if you stuck by your dreams in kindergarten? Where would you be? Where would all of us be if we actually worked in our degree fields? Where would you be? Where would you be? So I've been traveling the world lately, and I've been on tour, actually. I just have not shown it. I have my reasons. And I've been getting asked a lot of questions. And I've taken the best of those questions. And I want to ask one of them today. And that question is, I've been feeling real stuck and overwhelmed in my relationships and my personal journey lately. How can your teachings, Antonio, help me understand and heal my inner self? And what role does free will play in this process? Can anybody relate to that? Has anybody been struggling lately? Let the y'all unmute your mics and let the folk who may be online.
I say.
You've been struggling. Yes. Got a me chorus. I've been struggling. And how many of you have gotten old enough to realize there's an inner you that got a real problem?
Watch it, Bishop.
Okay.
Right here.
And that inner us is woo, cha. How many of you got so grown you realized you had a problem with your parents, didn't even know you had a problem with your parents?
Sir.
I told you yesterday to stop telling my business. You still doing
I
it.
mean, you just all in the house, in the refrigerator without permission. I'm just saying.
You're respectful, but you didn't even know that you jacking up your relationships because something they did when you was 3. That inner self is tough, right? So I'm going to repeat this question. I'm going to have to say a lot in front of it, and then I'm going to have to repeat the question again. And hopefully we just do this one particular segment, but there is a lot. I've been feeling a lot. I've been feeling really stuck. Anybody feeling stuck? Yes, y'all still feeling stuck? Okay, good. Overwhelmed. It's not enough money. You definitely should be taking notes. And in my relationships, especially. So I'm stuck. I'm overwhelmed. And it's not just me, it's in my relationships. And now that I think about it, my personal journey, that's jacked up too. Yeah, can y'all relate to that? Or we go, okay, cool. How can your teachings, Antonio, help me understand how to heal my inner self? And what role does free will play? Well, we need to talk about distortions. I'm going to repeat this question later because I have to, in order to answer this question, I have to answer a lot.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
can you start at how can Antonio's teachings help me?
How can Antonio's teachings help me heal my inner self? Or Antonio, because the question was asked to me. Antonio, how can you help me heal my inner self?
Okay.
And what role does free will play in the process? Now, for all you Graces and Thelmas and Teresas, just take notes for yourself today. You don't have to worry about official notes. You could be a student. You just sit back and be ye changed. Therefore, because you are a new creature. Yes, that's what Jerome Bible say.
Old things. That's it.
Old things have passed away. Go and let them pass away.
That's it.
Hopefully some of y'all jobs can pass away and you can go into wealth. Amen. Okay, I was just trying to, all right, let me not bother y'all. We need to talk about distortions. We're going to be here for a little bit. The way I use distortions, it's not a pejorative term, which means disparaging or belittling, but rather as a descriptive term to convey alterations, deviations, and modifications from the original pure state. You know, let's back up real quick. Jerome, we're gonna repeat this question one more time, because I don't want you to hide behind your screen or the screen off. I don't want you to hide behind that. And I asked a few questions before this. Where would you be if you did not quit on you? Like, where would you be in life if you did not quit on you? And why is it so hard to invest in yourself? You pay what, $1,000 a month on gas, something like that. That's accurate. I mean, it ain't that far off at this point. It's not that far off. It's not. It's $400 a month. But you won't pay $400 a month in real estate. Like you won't put it to the side so you can buy a single family unit or something, or you won't get a personal development course or a conference or something, right? What do you think is stopping you from doing that? Well, we're getting ready to talk about it. So the question, I've been traveling all over. I know for sure I've got a couple 100,000 miles in the air. And I want you, just here recently, and I want you to receive that I've been getting questions a lot, and I've actually been speaking a lot. I just haven't told y'all, and I've got to do it again come Sunday. The question was asked to me, Grace. I've been feeling real stuck and overwhelmed in my personal relationships and my life and my personal journey. How can your teachers help me understand how to heal my inner self? And what role does free will play in this process? Because at the time I was talking about free will. So I'm going to repeat that question much later. But in order to answer that, we have to answer a lot of things first. Distortions. When I say distortions, it's not pejorative. It's not mean. It's not belittling. It's not disparaging. It means rather it is an alteration, a deviation, a modification, Grace, from the original state, a pure state. It's loaded, so I got to explain that too now. Everything that is not original is a distortion. Rewind, press play. Jerome's Bible says that God is the original. So everything that is not of God is a distortion. Some distortions are good. Some of them are bad. So what is this original distortion from this one infinite creator? Well, that original distortion is thought. This is why thought energy to this day is still the most powerful energy on the planet. Your body can never go where your thoughts have not taken them first. Your feet have never traveled where your thoughts have not taken them. All pretty simple. So original thought is this idea that is God, infinite creator, supreme being, Allah, Dios, however you source, however universe, however you want to talk about this is that idea. And there are 3 levels of distortion from the beginning. In proper order. I messed up the order yesterday. In proper order, Grace. First distortion. You're not taking official notes. You're taking your own notes. First distortion is free will. We'll come back to that. A simple explanation of most of this talk would be about free will. Most of this. If you've missed it, you're in conference today. I'm showing you what will happen in a few days. So what is free will, Grace? Well, we'll come back to that in a great explanation. But think about free will as Jerome's creator allowing his energies, Jerome's energies, to operate freely without predetermined conditions or intervention. Antonio, could you simplify that for me? Jerome can bend his path, pun intended, path bender, without intervention and without pre-existing and predetermined conditions, as he chooses to do so. The second distortion is love. 100% the Hebrew, that's not fair. The Christian Bible 100% calls this love logos. You probably heard it in your church as logos. In Greek, it's logos. If Jerome was to peruse in the book of Acts, he would see Paul making an apology, an argument. Look, y'all got these gods, but you know that unnamed God? That's the one. You just didn't know, but that's the one. John, the author, the accredited author of the fourth gospel, tells Jerome, listen, in the beginning was this logos. The word is what Grace wants me to say that because she's Baptist. This idea of logos is the idea of holding the world together. So when John was talking to his writers, to his readers, the fourth gospel writer was trying to attempt to tell Adonia, love is holding this planet together, and love is all there is. We're going to come back to that in far greater detail, but it makes sense because Grace says God is, help me out, Grace. Just so they know I'm not talking to myself.
Love.
Jerome, you say the same thing, huh? Okay, so God is love. Therefore, God would be the logos. Is this okay, Jerome, in your Christian understanding? Okay, he give me thumbs up. Grace, is Jesus God?
Yes.
And in according to your Christian understanding, was Jesus the logos?
Yes.
So then, therefore, was Jesus the greatest form of love to walk on the planet?
Yes.
So therefore, Jesus was the logos.
Yes.
And what did the logos do? How did the logos tabernacle amongst us?
He wrapped himself in flesh.
Okay, so what you're telling me, Grace, that somebody way before I got here wrote down in the beginning was love. And Grace, if you don't mind, if you just share your screen, if you could just pull up John chapter 1, and you have no choice because Jerome is here. You got to put it up with King Jimmy. You have no choice. You can't do this one no other way. This is you're gonna get me stoned to death if you understand. This is one that mustn't be. Now, everywhere it says the word, we are going to change it into love. Is this okay? Because we can. This is a translation. Is that okay, Jerome? We're gonna change it to love. God is love. We're gonna do that. So watch this here. Listen. In the beginning was the love, and the love was with God, and the love was God. I'll do it again. In the beginning was the love, and the love was with God, and the word, the love, was God. You can stop your screen, Grace. We won't need the Bible no more. Well, I didn't mean it like that. I'm still get stoned to death, but you understand, Grace. You understand. All right. So the second distortion, the original distortion, is love. Here's what we covered so far, Deanna. If free will is first, then I determine how love will flow through me, don't I? Jerome, I made that make sense right there. I made that make sense. Grace has asked me, do I have a topic? No, you are in the Exploring Alignment Conference. This is out of the third or the fourth scene in the conference. I can't remember which one. You're literally in it.
Okay, now rewind, press play. If free will is first.
Free will is first. See, original thought is the original distortion. From thought flow free will. Everybody got that so far? Free will's first. And if free will is first, it determines how I love Adonia. This is why I meanly hit Adonia with scriptures and use them as weapons, because I'm using my free will to love her into control. Did y'all see what I just did there? Now, of course, that's not true. Adonia would never let that happen. That's why I chose her for that.
It is true. That's exactly what you do.
Not only is it exactly what he do, he just did it. He just did it. And I was so he said he was just messing with me. No, he wasn't. He was doing it. He was
whip her into condition. You understand? Whip her into condition, Grace. You understand? You supposed to have on stockings. No, I'm just joking. I'm totally just joking. She probably do wear stockings to work. Yeah, she probably do. Do you wear stockings to work? I'm interested. No, okay, I'm not supposed to.
Okay, you know what? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna answer your question. No, yes. I do not. So that was old back in the day. You had to have your stockings on. So God forbid, my older folks were like, "Oh my God, you don't have and slip too." Oh my God.
Oh,
you know,
and a slip.
Certain times I wear slips and I don't tell people because you ain't supposed to. You know. Because
that's underwear, you know. So I understood.
Well, we have different kinds now, so I'm gonna just shut up. But yeah, you opened that door, so I went.
I did. I forgot all about the slips, Grace. I forgot about my grandmother saying your slip showing. Since the birthday, your slip showing. I forgot all about that. It's been years. That's when they gave boiled eggs for Easter and Christmas. Anyway, I mean, don't worry about it. Grace, love must flow through free will. Before we move on, I really need y'all to catch that. How you love is flowing through your free will, which then, Grace, leads to the third distortion that is original to original thought, the one infinite creation, light. Because light creates all things. We know this. Einstein gave it to us. E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light twice. We know this. We have a scientific formula for it. It is 100% proven that everything is light. And I know you multitasking. That's because your sabotage is in your free will. And you love yourself enough to be around your breakthrough, but never receive it. And the light will be the manifestation. By the time I'm done, instead of your life changing, you will go about your business, and this would just be a seed planted that God will water one day. Can y'all see how this works? I'm sleepy. No, you're rested. Your soul knows your breakthrough is coming today. So your free will, your little mind said, we're going to be too tired to receive.
You know you effing with me. You know
I am, sir. I am. I'm going to die after this. And so I need to give it to y'all. Well, that's the truth. I will die after this. Maybe not immediately, but I will die after this, Grace. You know, I will die after this. This is my last shot. Grace, light is the third distortion. I got you, Gianna. Give me one moment. It is the result of the movement of love. Oh, I wish I had somebody right there. It is the manifestation of energy and matter. Light is the result of the movement of love. If you are racist, that is the result of the movement of how you love that people group.
What you're saying is Jesus died the light because he loved us so much.
Is that not what your Bible say, Grace?
That's what it say.
Okay, I'm just trying to make your scriptures make sense. Go ahead, Deanna. Help us in this place.
A question.
Mm-hmm.
If our soul is
that mic does sound good. You did a good theory.
Okay, sweet. If our souls understand and know above and beyond us, why can't our souls override our subconscious?
It's free will. So this is a great question. So in the segment before this part of the conference, I actually answered that. I don't answer it now. Y'all can't see it, but it's talking about the energy centers. And this entire conference is about how you are in relationship. So let's talk about, and the good thing, Deanna, is for the next 50 years of this conference, as I talk, is going to continue to reinforce the answer to this question.
Bishop, I really, listen, you know I don't cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't get these tickets, if y'all don't come on and get these tickets with me and Jerome,
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
come on, get these tickets.
And Talisha.
And Talisha, my bad. You know what? You right, Talisha. My bad. I didn't know. Me, Jerome, Talisha. If y'all don't come on and get these tickets, he is doing this. Deanna asked the greatest question ever. And he said, we covered this. You asked him, but I'm already covered this. He already knew. If y'all don't get these tickets, come on. It was just, Spirit said, talk up, pull a Jerome and tell these people to get these
You let the Spirit use you. I just thank God there's 8 billion people on the planet.
I want y'all not to miss this, okay? Because if he's doing it today on a Thursday, next Thursday is the conference. So imagine how much more it'll be on next Thursday. Please, even if you can't make it, I know, but you'll have the recording. Please get your tickets. Okay, go ahead, sir.
This is very much so the beginning of the conference. Deanna, the reason why your soul cannot override your consciousness, because you didn't come to this density, third density for that. You came here to ascend your consciousness to be in alignment with your soul. You're on this planet not to do that. You're on this planet to learn how to be source, how to be the light. Now, in this particular illusion, you get to choose service to self, service to others, different story.
Watch yourself.
I get to, I will cover that a little bit, but most of this would be on free will. We came here to ascend past our consciousness, because our consciousness is the best way I can describe this. I've heard somebody say something similar, but in Eastern thought, I'll try to Westernize it just a little bit, but it's really too hard to Westernize it. Hold on, let me just don't forget. I want you to think about a wave in the ocean. Okay, now you can go, and then I'll come back.
Okay, I am so sorry. I had a little human talking to me, a little human around the age of maybe like about 5.
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat what you said?
No, fair enough. That was the devil. No, I'm just joking. Just totally joking. It was not. That was in your language. That was God loving you through a 5-year-old. That's all it was.
Yes, and show and tell is on Friday.
All right, then. Show and tell is on Friday. We got the hot information fresh off the presses. Now act like show and tell with no big deal. It's a big deal. What I said was, we came here on this planet to ascend our conscious and to be aligned back to source, to remember, to become a member of source energy again, to become a member of the one infinite creator again. There's separation is an illusion. You didn't hear me, child. Don't worry about it. The 5-year-old has the word for you right now. Everything is perfect. Whatever, catch the message from the 5-year-old.
Yes, sir.
All right. Trust me. Catch the message from the 5-year-old. That's not a distraction. It's your breakthrough. I just taught somebody something. Somewhere in the 5-year-old is what Deanna has been praying for. Excuse me for using a preposition at the end of the sentence, but I'm not writing a paper right now.
He want all them Oprah tears. Come on, girl.
Yes. Is she? Oh no, we need that. No. Put that on. Nope. Thank you, Grace, for pointing that out. Come on. No, we need that.
No, I don't know what just happened. He said your breakthroughs in that 5-year-old, and I just started tearing up. I don't know what happened.
Your soul knows what happens. All you got to do is remember the feeling you're in, and money and dreams and your prayers will come easily and frequently to you. If I can get y'all to stop trying and start magnetizing, for lack of a better phrase, but it's cliche, so I'll go ahead and use it. It would be easier for you. Life has an algorithm. And if you just follow the set of instructions, you win. If you don't follow the set of instructions, you still win. You just take longer to do so. Two things I want to tell you here that was not in my script. My script is memorized, but still not in my script. Discipline costs far less than regret. Discipline costs far less than regret. Second thing that's not in my script, Grace. This is painful. Now, you want the pain that comes with winning or the pain that comes with losing? It's going to be painful. Nevertheless, you might as well receive the pain that comes with abundance and not the pain that comes with lack. But you will receive pain.
Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Discipline is the price we pay for our freedom.
Agreed. Well said. Old Baptist preacher in Texas said, praise is the rent we pay for future blessings. See, I'm trying to get blessed, then praise. The old Baptist preachers say, no, you praise first. That's the rent for the blessings you want. That was 4 things now in the script, Grace. Phil gave us the 3rd one. That wasn't in the script. None of that was in the script. But it was here on time. It was here on time. Now, if you's available, since you was in conference mode, and Donia's not available, she in the shower. The rest of y'all can cut your cameras on. Phil and Susan doing groceries. Now, think about this for a moment. Grace, if free will allows me to love, which allows me then to create, then everything's my fault. And everything I have in my life came from my free will because the way I love. And everything I love shaped everything I have. I'm going to go deeper again. So what you're saying to me, Antonio, I made the choice not to forgive, which gives me a life I have to forgive.
I'm leaving.
That's an appropriate response. I made the choice not to forgive through free will, which, since I did not forgive through my love, I now have to forgive the life I created. How many of you woke up this morning and realized I didn't want none of this? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm grateful, Lord.
Reverend.
But this ain't what I wanted.
Ooh.
Sir. I just told Grace something that just hit me. So I get what you're saying.
Good. Talisha's got to leave in 15 minutes. Don't worry about it. You got to record. You ain't gonna miss nothing. You in the number. These other folks, they sent us. Don't worry about it. You in the number. If free will, Renee, is causing everything, why? Because I'm creating everything. And my love is shaping everything, then shouldn't I not have an attitude with folk? Because they are messing with your manifestations.
Okay, yes, please. Okay, I need you to say that one more time because I need to write that down so I can continue to read that.
But Antonio, I created it.
Yes, you did.
I created it.
Yes,
now,
you did.
Now I'm gonna tell you something.
Talk to me.
I went to the shore last week on Thursday. Thursday was our anniversary.
Oh, come on, y'all! You might clap for the anniversary.
Oh yeah. We go 44
yes.
years. But here's the deal, Antonio. And I was talking to Alice, and as I was talking to her, God took me back like 5 years when I met
Yes, sir.
you. And then he took everything and put it together so I could see it, the big picture. And I'm sitting there going, I didn't see that. I didn't recognize that. I was like, oh my. Nothing like that had ever happened to me before. And I had told a couple of people since then, God blew my socks off. Because the last time I was there, I finished one of my books. When I went out to Iowa, I finished one of my books. So this time I was like, I'm not going to write a book or anything like that, but I wasn't expecting this to happen.
Mm.
And then this happened, and he was letting me see how when I met you, how things changed.
Mm.
So much change. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. And then today you come. So what happened last week was not an accident.
No, sir.
It was purposeful.
Yes.
And then and remember, I've already signed up for the conference. So I was gonna give me some of that.
You was
anyway.
first one. You was first one.
I'm gonna get me some of that because I recognize I don't fully recognize everything,
That's right.
but I know that there's something different, and there's something different with me, and some of that crap and all that. I got more junk on me than ever, but the weight's not there, and I'm sitting there going, "But what the hell? I'm doing just fine." And that's why I say you effing with me because I'm sitting there going, he talking to me. He talking to me. So I just wanted to share that with you.
No, I appreciate you. I mean, this part of the conference, it's in 4K. It's got cutscenes. It's got a little girl doing all sorts of stuff. And I'm sitting on a black couch with a little pill that says love on it. And I said to myself, you know what? Let me just never air this ever. And then come on the morning call and take it out of 4K and put it into Zoom. Grace, answer your question. If free will gave me everything, because it's flowing for me, and through my free will, love happens, then everybody I'm not forgiving is messing with my light. I'll do it again. The first thing that ever happened was thought. You call that God. We already pulled up John chapter 1 for you Christians. We already did that. Okay. From that, Grace, flow three things: free will, love, light. Free will is allowing grace to create without predetermination and without intervention. Love is the force that shapes galaxies, stars, and planets and life. No, it ain't Antonio. John chapter 1, the beginning was the word was God. Okay. Word, logos, love. In the beginning was love, and the word was love, and the word was with love. And who shaped this world into existence, Grace, according to you and a whole bunch of other Baptist folk?
Love, God.
Okay, God. And what did God say to Job in chapter 40, 41 about
Where were you?
Where were you when I spun this thing into existence? So what you're telling me is, Grace, that love shaped this world so much to a Jerome's favorite God, only God, says it is good. Is that?
Oh, it's very good.
Okay, it's very good. All right. So, Grace, from that, you get light. And light is the manifestation of energy and matter. But most importantly, Talisha, light is the movement of love. This is why he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Because the man is light. And if that man is in alignment properly with source, then that man would be the movement of his wife. I'm trying to help somebody repair your relationship. If your man ain't the movement of your wife, we take it out of gender. If whoever is in the masculine role, however you want to process that, it's not the movement of whoever is in the feminine role. That's a jacked up relationship. Doesn't matter if you have gender roles.
Is that the same thing when it says, because I'm gonna just use husband and wife.
I got you next, Talisha.
So when the husband buys the house, that's the movement because the wife in turn makes it a home.
That's one of the infinite possibilities of what I just said. Absolutely.
Okay.
See, it is when what is stronger is shaped by what is softer, not weaker, but softer. You can't even, y'all know how you women, I'll give you a great example and I get Talisha. You know how you women got that exfoliating soap? You ever got it in your mouth? It's real salty too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about? When it runs down your face, y'all would act like y'all don't take baths. That's all right. That's okay. The exfoliating soap. Now I want you to think about this real quick. That exfoliating soap, that is a very male thing. You use it, women use it. That is a very abrasive male thing. And I want you, ladies, to think about this exfoliating soap around your genitals. Let's just do that for a moment. No longer is cool, ain't it? Yeah, because you need soft things around soft places. So while this masculine exfoliation will get rid of the dead skin, it is not to make you masculine, it is to keep you soft energy. And when masculine things, I'm not talking about male or female no more, when masculine things are not shaped through feminine things, the balance is off. It is that simple. It is a man, well, let me take it out of general. It is a masculine energy that does work, but it is the feminine energy that makes that work possible. When you remove the feminine energy from what is masculine, you get work that don't make no sense. When you remove the masculine energy from the feminine energy, you get toxic masculinity. Literally, you cannot have one without the other. Because now I'm gonna bring it into a man. As a man, I don't get to act like I'm entitled like a woman. You're looking good, Sheena, on the beach, wherever you're at. I don't get to look like that. Okay. So you're getting a little teaser of the Exploring Alignment Conference we got coming up. Go ahead, Talisha, because I know you gotta go.
Just quickly, I just wanted to say, so that's why I brought up the whole situation about my child's father the other day,
Right.
is because I want to make sure that the love or the hate that I had, or maybe still lingering for
Right.
him, is not getting away from the blessings that God is trying to give me.
It
So that was the whole
100% is.
point
No, it 100% is.
of that situation. I kind of want to get, I'm trying to get rid of it, but it's just like every time he comes back in my space and he brings that energy, I get mad all over again. So how do I heal or get rid of that?
Great question.
Because he has to deal with his child. You know, I'm not trying to take him away from his child, but that anger that he has and he brings in my energy, because I can feel energies, is not good. And it's like resistant. We can't talk and we can't be in the same room without an argument happening within 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. That ain't even, hey, how you doing? And then an argument. That makes no sense. I don't want that energy around me.
Okay. I'm gonna pause you just for a moment. I'm gonna get Sheena. I'm sure her question is not in this energy. And then we're gonna spin because you got like 9 things going on that I have to address. And I promise you won't miss it. Go ahead, Sheena.
Good morning. No,
Good
it would
morning.
be at all, but now I feel like I don't even need to say it because
I
that's
know.
I'm
She
sorry.
pulled differently, didn't she?
No, I was just making sure that you gave women permission to be entitled. Because that's
Yes,
what
I
it's
did. I did.
oh, that's
I
all I
sure
want.
did. Okay.
That's all I want.
I sure did.
That's all I want. I'm gonna let you
Yes.
personally. That's all I
But
want.
Yana, did you get that on record? Okay, he said
Yeah,
it. Okay.
make sure said. You make sure you know that you said that it's okay for women to be entitled. And
It
that's
is. It is absolutely okay for
okay.
women to be
I'm gonna
entitled.
let so.
Yes. I mean, somebody has to be entitled. Someone has to be. When a woman is entitled, is going back to genders this time. When a woman is entitled, it's cute. When a man is entitled, that's suspicious. Suspicious.
Grace,
Toxic.
you wrote it down for me, right? Like to me with the date and time.
Well, it's powerful when a masculine energy lowers itself and becomes a servant. That changes the world. That changes the world. Okay. Anyway, Tanisha, I know you got to go. As fastly as possible. The big problem you got going on there is he's someone you're supposed to ascend past, and you're not doing a good job. In a lot of circles, I would call that a karmic soulmate. That means you will meet him next lifetime too. He'll be your brother. He'll be your mother. It don't matter. Or y'all switch genders. Souls reincarnate. Genders, that's irrelevant. She will go through this again, and he will go through this with her until she ascends past this. At the tail end of her question, she asked me, how do we ascend past? How do I get past this? Stop trying to get past it. Let me help all of you out. It's just science. Grace, do you suffer with crack cocaine?
No.
Okay. How many times have you seen crack cocaine in your life?
Never.
Did y'all miss that? I'll do it again. Grace, do you suffer with crack cocaine?
No.
How many times have you seen crack cocaine in your life?
Never.
Grace, do you suffer with white sugar?
Yes.
How many times have you seen white sugar in your life?
42 years.
Will you suffer with it today?
Yes.
Will you give in to the temptation?
Yes.
Okay. Grace is suffering with something that vibrates on her level. I'm trying to help Talisha. You see that? I spun that block real quick. It was real quick. The moment Talisha ascends past whatever triggers this man is hitting, he can no longer exist in her life. He will fade away. Their schedules won't connect. He'll get some jealous girlfriend that won't let him come around, or he'll have a Holy Spirit encounter in the church and change. The absolute moment. She no longer is Grace, are you triggered by crack cocaine?
No.
Are you triggered by when I said sugar, what happened to your mouth on the inside?
I want a donut right now.
That's a great example in a vanilla Coke. I can't even call people to my window. Did y'all look, Talisha, and I don't mean to simplify it, so I don't mean to stupefy it, but I do mean to simplify it. I do mean to tell you that you came here to ascend past him and the things that he represents, not him as a person. He's triggering something in you that you didn't get last lifetime. He ain't the problem, you are. And through your free will, you let him mess up your life. In hoodnomics, he with your money. I bet Jerome got it. I bet Jerome, because Jerome and Grace don't play with their money.
So how do I clear that energy off of me? Because even bringing his name up, I'm just already bothered.
Well, yeah, but you got to master your emotions, right? And I'm gonna keep going on there. But let me let Sheena respond. She has something to say. Go ahead, Sheena.
I didn't mean right now.
Go ahead, you got it.
I ain't me right now, dude.
Oh, never mind. You know what? Let's not let Sheena respond. She was gonna help you in a different way. Don't worry about it.
I can't. That Grace sent me a video that she told me you wanted me to look at.
Did you watch it?
I did. And I think every relationship is different, and what works for them works for them. She's more focused on a legacy than a relationship, and that's different. If you're more focused on a legacy than you are in a relationship, you allow different things. She knew what was important to her, and what was important to her wasn't his devotion, not necessarily even his love, just his commitment. So inside, he can do whatever he pleases as long as you take care of home. And I'm going to do whatever I please as well, which isn't okay for everybody. Like, I know me and I can't do it.
Yeah,
But
fair enough. Let me.
and either way, it's just what you are accepting of. Like, I feel like you can do better than that, or you can deserve better than that, as far as that video is concerned. And it was a video of a woman saying, well, you cheated, you stepped out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do me, but we're going to still do us together. And you can do you. So that was the video. But no, I don't. That's not a me thing, but there's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. Every relationship works differently. Let me, Talisha, here's the Antonio textbook definition of what you got going on right now. So as you go through this life, we all have different portions of the one infinite creator. Just depends on how many times you caught this, how many times you get it, blah, 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 blah. Typically, people who are what you call wiser than you or more ascended than you, it just means they're dumber than you because they have reincarnated a bunch more times than you. All right. That really what it is. That just means I done messed up a lot. I done been through my 75,000 year cycle and I done came back to help or something like that, right? As simple as that. So when you get this understanding, it comes from, these distortions are going to come from your perceptions, your beliefs, your cultural background, your personal experiences, and more. So since you did grow up in foster care, and since you did grow up as a woman, and since you did grow up as a Black woman, and since you did grow up with a certain amount of self-esteem, and since you did grow up with all these different things, you are the accumulation of this guy. So the reason why it's so difficult for someone to explain to you how to get past this is because we are not your control. Y'all understand what I mean by control? Every scientific experiment has a control. You have variables and you have a control. A control means that this is the one thing that cannot change because it's the exact same thing. But what's the best control of Talisha's life? Talisha. There's only one person on the planet that is exactly like Talisha. It is Talisha. Therefore, it is you that have to go back inside your perception and say, hey, what is he doing to me? Which most people don't do. It's you that got to go back in your personal background and experience. What did my foster mom, what did my foster dad, what did my real mom, what did my real dad make me responsible for that I need to release? Some of y'all are the oldest sibling. So you've been taking care of people since you were 6. And now you want to be taking responsibility of. And until you get rid of the older sibling mentality, you can't get that man you want, you praying for, to come take care of you. I'm meddling. I'm going to keep going, though. So you got to get rid of these personal experiences and all that stuff. So, Antonio, how do I get rid of this? Great question, Talisha. It's part of evolution. It involves recognizing when I'm upset, when I'm triggered. It does not mean to eliminate these things as Talisha tried to just ask and do. It means the next time she is triggered, pause. Now, there's a few things you can do in here. I'll give you one that will work. The next time you're triggered, I want you to pause. And what I want you to do is say nothing. And then after you say nothing, I want you to monitor your thoughts while you're not saying nothing. And that, my friend, is who you truly are. And if I can get you to recognize those little evil thoughts y'all pretend not to have, that killer self-talk you pretend not to do, that is your light manifesting things in your life. And don't be angry with that. Enjoy that part of you. And that part of you will stop being so violently loud. The reason why Talisha and all of you are struggling in this area, because you won't give this angry, hurt part of you a voice. And since you never talked to it, since you never did the shadow work, since you never allow yourself, okay, so she got to hit out. Since you never allowed yourself to have these things, to have these conversations, guess what happened, Grace? It grew louder. Life is not about ignoring what you don't want. Life is about leaning into what you don't want because it's just a background. It's just a background. It is just there for you to experience love, joy, and whatever you're trying to do. Now, we got bigger problems now, Deanna. We got to talk about catalysts. This is something that happens in our personal experience that triggers us for growth, understanding, or change. So a major part of life on earth is to be bombarded with catalyst. It is not personal, it is science. What is a catalyst? It's something that starts something. So right now, Grace is going, well, I don't like my life. She's probably not saying that. I'm using her as an example. That's the catalyst for you to change. I don't like my bank account. That's the catalyst for you to change. But what does our free will do? Where does our perception live? In our free will. And what do? This always happens to me. Instead of going, oh, great. The universe gave me this because today I can change it forever. We go, here we go again. Come on, anybody ever said that? No, I got some here we go again, folk. Okay, thank you so much for being honest. The rest of them want to hide behind their screens. You understand that? Yeah. Like this is some, I don't, you ever look up and was like, what is you doing up there? You ever did that? You ever, no? Is that just me? That just be like, man, you ever had so much faith that you ain't know what you had faith in no more? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you ever been down? I just want to talk to the real folk. All you had left, Jerome, was your faith and your word. You ain't had nothing else. You had your faith and your word, and that faith was starting to shake.
Amen.
I'm talking to the folk who said, I'm gonna kill him. And you really meant it. It was only your faith that made you stop.
Yes. And I wasn't going to do it in a hospital because they had resuscitative equipment.
Okay. These the folk I'm trying to talk to right now. This is when we get frustrated and our emotions start manifesting for us without deliberate intention. Emotions always manifest. Well, our goal is to get them into alignment. Yeah, she's the fool. She said, I don't know. I'm gonna kill you over there. So you can't be resuscitated. You got about 7 minutes to live. And I need to make sure this hospital drive is 13 minutes away. You know, that's what she was saying. Go ahead, Deanna.
Are catalysts the same as the opposite showing up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, that's one of the infinite possibilities, but absolutely. Think of catalysts as contrast. That's more accurate. Think of it as contrast. Think of it as, so right now, Sheena, I know exactly what she's doing. I won't tell y'all what she's doing, but I know what she's doing. Only what she just did before she sat down. At some point, something is going to cause her to move. Whether it be, oh, I got to be here at a certain time. I got to use the restroom. It's hot. My daughter, the D appointment. Yeah, just something is going to cause her to move. That's a catalyst. It is just that thing guiding her to her next breakthrough. Because if she never moves, She never gets to experience greater. To not move is to stay on a plateau. Plateaus are very important. They allow you to recharge, but they don't allow you to climb. You can't climb what's flat. And a lot of people stay on plateaus because they're safe, because you can't fall when it's flat. But we both know flatline is dead. So if you attempt to live your whole life on a plateau, what does that sound like? I don't like risk. Come on, help me, somebody. I'm just gonna stay over here. I like to know what's coming. You know the greatest people who live on plateaus, but they have the illusion that they don't live on plateaus? Control freaks. Control freaks are always busy, always ambitious, but then always controlling every single thing around them, the people and everything, because they're really on a plateau, but they're disguising it with busy work. Control is to be afraid of results that you cannot control. And let me help all y'all out. We don't control nothing. We didn't come here to control. We didn't come here to control. We came here to experience. We don't control anything. Antonio, you just said that we get to manifest. Yeah, but you don't manifest how it comes. My name is Deanna, and I want $100 right now. Give it to me in a courier. And no, whatever you it's not gonna work. I have Grace. You've prayed a long time. Yes, 42 years you've been praying.
Yes.
2 days to be 43. Her birthday in 2 days, y'all. Okay, 2 days to be 43 years.
Yes.
You look good for your age.
Thank you.
Look like you look like you've been staying away from dairy products. And
Grace birthday.
that's it. Look like you've been staying away from mucus causing foods, eating your super greens. Keep it up. Grace, let me ask you a question. Is it possible that you have been praying for as long as you can remember?
Yes.
Have you ever got what you prayed for? It's okay. You say yes.
Yeah. Yes. Mhm.
Did it come the way you prayed
No.
for it to come?
No.
Ever?
No.
At one time?
Mm-mm.
Jerome, you about 2 years older than Grace. Have you ever, in your experience, prayed for something and it came wrapped the way you expected?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I'm pretty sure if we pass this microphone around, you can even use black magic. It ain't happening the way you think, because the universe has been here far longer than us. And it knows the fastest, quickest, most harmonious way to give you what you're asking for. Therefore, Antonio, we don't control nothing. And to push that further, we don't know nothing. We all making it up. The goal is to make it up to where everything you desire bows at your feet. That's the goal. Now, the trouble is to stay patient in the gaps. That's the trouble. Then we got to deal with next, the illusion of separation. This illusion of separation is that there's a difference between you and Sheena. There's a difference between you and Renee. And so we argue when we recognize that there's a difference, when there is no difference. There is no difference. There is no difference. There is no difference. And then lastly, this density, this earth has this veil of forgetting. For most, by most, I mean like 99.999%, your job is to forget so you can have your free will. Without forgetting, you can't exercise free will. And the number one thing on this planet is free will. Which brings us back now to the original question. Antonio, I've been feeling stuck and overwhelmed in my relationships, my personal journey lately. How can your teachings help me understand and heal my inner self? Well, and how does free will play into that? Okay. Take notes, Deanna. Not official notes, but take notes. I want you to think about the energy centers. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, I want you to think about the energy centers you just watched. But I forgot. I'm in my conference. In my head, I'm in my conference. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm giving this to you. You haven't. I want you to think about the chakras as you will understand it, Grace. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. For me, they're energy centers. Same thing, though. And I want you to think about what happens when these chakras are distorted. I won't go into those explanations right now, but I do want you to follow this simple conversation. If you want something healed, then it comes with self-awareness and introspection, meditation, and balance and exercise. Remember when Talisha said, oh, well, yeah, I be trying. Y'all remember that? Let me tell you what that actually is saying. Well, I don't drink as much poison as I used to. Madonia is a beautiful woman. Okay. If taking her face and cutting it with a razor and to, let's say she had a razor cut count that would like just completely deform her face for life. Well, they all of y'all to see her face being deformed. I mean, like, you know, like she needs plastic surgery and they still can't fix it, you know, the keloid all over. And then she goes, well, I'm trying to stop cutting myself. Does that work for y'all? No, because we all gonna still say, but you still cutting yourself. But I didn't do as much as I did yesterday. Does that make any sense? Oh, yes. Yes. Does that make any sense? No, because she's still cutting herself out. But I can't, I'm trying to heal. Can you heal and cut yourself at the same time? Sometimes, if I want you to imagine, so Sheena's standing next to me and I'm punching Sheena in the arm. And as long as I keep punching her in the arm, her arm is never going to stop hurting. It is not until she removes her arm from my punches that the healing process, did you see what I just did? I do it to Renee. I'm punching Renee. I could punch her soft. I can go from 100% punch to 5% punch. It doesn't matter. 5% punch in the same area, eventually, it's going to cause some serious bruising. And as I keep punching her and keep punching her and keep punching her, guess what's going to happen, Dion? She's going to have a very big bruise, a contusion, some internal bleeding if I do it to keep long enough. It is not until she removes herself from the trauma. I'm going to do it one more time, Grace. See, the problem is, I keep trying instead of moving. We're going to wait. Go ahead, Adonia. You got it.
I gotta say this. That was so powerful. I felt like I was going through it with you as you were saying it, though I didn't like the example because I don't want to cut myself. However, the power in that, the trying, because we all tend to say, I'm trying. That was so profound. I feel like like the spirit just went out of me. Something just went out of me because that was deep. I don't know if anybody else felt that, but that was very powerful. And I don't even know what to say at this point.
Thank you so much. I sure appreciate you. It wasn't even in my script. Yes, go ahead, Renee.
I could feel I had somebody punch me in the stomach, and I felt when you was like, I was like, woo. Sometimes all you do. That's why when you said sometimes you have to move in order to get, you know what I'm saying, you have to move. And that's why I literally went like this and I went out of frame for a second because, man, if you don't move, you're gonna end up getting killed. You're gonna end up getting killed somewhat, some way or another if you don't get out the way.
Big facts. Big
But
facts.
I could feel exactly what you were saying. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and even if that's why I took it from 100%. Said down you felt when I went from 100% even to just 5% hitting. 5% cutting. You still can't heal. And you go, but I'm not doing it like I used to. You ain't changing nothing. There's another way to say that. If I tell y'all, I mean, we're gonna go to Fahrenheit. If I say, Grace, if I say 212 degrees, what does that mean to you? I'm interested.
Boiling point.
You know, you are such a school teacher.
Well, the other reason I remember is because when I was the last network marketing company I was in, you know, people have different teams, and one team was called Team 212.
Team
So,
212. That one extra degree, huh? Because water don't do what at 211, Grace?
It don't boil.
But I'm trying. I'm trying. You can try all you want to. At 211 degrees, water will not boil. It will not turn into gas. I'm trying to melt the ice. Is it at 32 degrees Fahrenheit and going hotter? There's a reason why we have what you call a freezing point and a melting point. They're both at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is in Celsius. We're in America. On the warm side of 32 degrees, that's the melting point. On the opposite side of 32 degrees, that's the freezing point. This is why when y'all throwing out your food in the sink, you don't need to use some hot water. If the water ain't at 32 degrees, it's hot to the meat. It's boiling. If you don't believe that, let it be 90 outside and then 60 at night and see how cold you be. That 30-degree temperature drop is something serious. That 1 degree difference, but I'm trying, is not a manifestation. Trying is to tell your inner self, yes, please write this down as I say it. Yes, please give me the illusion of trying. And as soon as I get close, allow me to fail so I can continue to say, I'm trying. Yet again, I know you're multitasking because your free will, that's how you love yourself. And your love came out and said, girl, we don't want this breakthrough, boy, we don't want this breakthrough. And the light will have you have this wonderful conversation, life-changing, and nothing will happen. It will just be a seed planted for another time. Then you're going to be like Antonio. Y'all, years ago, I heard somebody tell me, and I don't know why it took me so long. I use my name because I didn't want to use y'all name. You understand? The question we were just answering that whole time was, I've been feeling really
Antonio.
stuck. Yes, sir.
You know you're a butthole. You know that, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I
That's
just
because I
wanted to
tell the
check with
truth.
you.
Well, they don't like truth tellers, they like truth tellers. And then I have this, sometime you think my blade, like sometime you be like, okay, he's got the hot blade that's going to cauterize the wound today. And then when I finally cut you, it's rough and jagged and causing extra bleeding. Like, and then I'm standing over you like, nope, bleed it out, Adelia. It's pain, weakness, it's pain leaving your mind. You ain't gonna die. It's stuff like that, right? My living is made telling the truth. Careful now. I had to explain this to somebody yesterday. The reason why I'm successful and the reason why I don't get in trouble when I tell the truth, because I respect timing over truth. Timing is love. Telling the truth just makes you a butthole. That's correction. I don't believe in correction. I think correction is you passing yourself off as some helper when you're a narcissistic person that's trying to tell people what to do and tell God how to behave. Correction is stupid. If you don't respect timing, you don't love that person. That's a lesson for somebody else, Grace. That's a lesson for somebody else. Somebody caught it. Everybody don't need the truth. You know, they should. I don't want them out here like that. So what you're saying is, you know better for their life than they do. Got it. And God is now weak because they're doing something and only you can help them out. The question we was answering, Grace, is I've been feeling really stuck and overwhelmed in my relationships and my personal journey. And I
Wait a
really
minute.
need help with my inner healing. Antonio, could you help me understand that and my inner self and how free will play in the process? I got you, Grace. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
The simple answer to all that, our conversation, is your free will. It's controlling everything. Controlling how you love, and how you love is manifesting the stuff in your life. Go ahead, Grace.
You said trying is to tell your inner self, yes, please give me the illusion of trying.
Please give me the illusion of winning, is what I should have
winning.
said. Please give me the
Winning.
illusion of winning. I didn't say it. I should have. Please give me the illusion of winning. And when I get real close, make me fail. Because all I asked to do was try. Many years ago, I got over this much. In fact, I'm gonna tell you what it was. I was racing against Derek Pope, just a real person. Derek Pope went to the NFL, Minnesota Vikings, Miami Dolphins. Yeah, went to Miami Dolphins first. I was racing against Derek Pope. We didn't have a choice. It was football practice. I didn't want to race. See, Derek Pope was the alpha. He was the alpha of the whole team. I was faster than Derek. I knew I was faster than Derek. And there was something, I used to have this statement of close but no cigar. Y'all remember that? Close but no cigar. And I remember thinking before we had the race, I'm going to be close but no cigar. Me and Derek Pope are really good friends. I'm not going to, but he taught me a valuable lesson this day. He taught me a valuable lesson this day. He taught me, he didn't just teach me how to win. He taught me how much I wanted to lose. See, I didn't want, did y'all hear what I said? Okay. See, I didn't want to win that race, but I wasn't going to back down because I don't not do that. I ain't going to do that. But I didn't want to win the race because Derek was supposed to be the fastest. And he was. Like, we did all the rounds and stuff. It was just us two left. It was us two left. If Gross was there, well, y'all don't know these people, then, but he was in Austin. We was in Central, right? He was in Austin, and Gross probably would have been the fastest.
What's Gross' real name?
Lawrence Richardson. Lawrence Richardson. Yes, yeah. Lawrence Richardson. Now, we at the finish line. It was at 40 because you do 40-yard dash in football. And if I tell you I'm winning, a step ahead, and he took his left elbow, pushed me down. I want to fall, and like he was bigger than me, stronger than me, all stuff like that. And I remember getting up, happy that I can blame him. Because everybody saw, you can see it. Happy I could blame him for losing. I remember getting up. And I remember having a problem with that internally. And all that practice, I couldn't rest. And I couldn't rest. I just could not rest. Now, why didn't I just win that race? And it dawned on me I didn't want to. See, I didn't want the problems that came with winning. I'm trying to help somebody, Deanna. I'm trying to.
It needs to the grow. I don't want the problems or the situations that come up when you win. So I would rather lose. If you ain't I can't say what I want to say right now,
You
but
just explained. Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's exactly what he just did. I've been saying it for years, and he just broke it down to kindergarten. But that's exactly what it is. I don't want the responsibilities or the problems or the shit that comes with women.
That's facts.
That shit. I want the benefits. I don't want the problems.
Yeah, he was the alpha. And he was supposed to win. And I knew, not that I was worried about being bullied, because I wasn't gonna let nobody bully me. And we was cool, we was always cool, but he was the alpha. I just wanted to blend in, y'all. See, I was still homeless at this time. I was getting ready. So this was 8th grade. I didn't get adopted to 9th grade. So I'm on like trial to be adopted. I guess you had to go through this to understand. You know, you had to go through this to understand. I just wanted to blend in. I just wanted to blend in so I don't have to be homeless no more. There was something more important to me. And it is still, don't have sympathy for that, because blending in is a problem. Ain't nobody here meant to blend in.
I'm sorry. Okay, look.
Being transparent for this reason.
When your purpose is to not blend in, and you forcibly blend in, all shit hits the fan. And at some point, you get tired of the battle of blending in when that is not your natural state. Just like you taught us, people always talking about they just like crabs in the bucket pulling people down. Well, the bucket is not the crab's natural habitat.
No.
Blending in is not our natural habitat. But when I tell you we fight so hard to blend in, because I've been fighting all my life.
It's the truth.
Just to blend in.
Just to blend in, right?
Spend so much time trying to be like, oh, I need to do it like so and so. And then you know what? It's freaking draining as hell.
It is.
Trying to be like other folk, man.
It is.
That's why it's rather comforting just to be silly, or just to be your real self and have cool funky sayings and people and just be unapologetically yourself, instead of being like, oh, I'm supposed to be like this, walking around like a robot.
Well, see, I didn't want to be
That's
myself.
right.
I wanted him to be his self more than I wanted me to be myself. I'm trying to be relatable. Adonia, I'm trying to be relatable.
Well, you related to me again, because here's what I call it, dumbing down.
Yep.
I had to dumb down because I was always told by friends, not friends, but people, I thought you think you cute, you think you think you all that and then some. I was so not that person.
Yep.
And so I would dumb down if I had an answer. I would, because I like to participate. Ooh. And then I realized when I do that, I had to dumb down because they think, here she go again. She thinks she know everything. So it was a very difficult experience for me to be who I was, because it, to me, wasn't acceptable to be who I am. So I had to be somebody else, and I would dumb down. And I say that, not to be derogatory. I say that because if I even appeared to know something, I was talked about.
Yeah. The bougie one. Yeah. You call, in the Black community, if you call somebody bougie,
It's a diss.
it's way worse than this. It's
Oh, mine was I was stuck up, and again,
stuck up bougie. Yep.
Every
Same.
time they said I thought I was cute, I wanted to cry and punch them, because there was nothing cute about me. And I was angry because I felt that way and they mislabeled me. And I'm like, if they only knew how miserable I was in my skin, I got feelings about it right now. I'm not there anymore. Thank you, Lord, because I don't really give a crap what people think about me at this point. Not saying arrogantly, I'm comfortable in my skin, but it took me forever to be comfortable in my skin.
Yeah, that's ascension. Y'all hear that? Y'all unmute your mind, clap for knowing. That's ascension. That's what that is. That's something. Yeah, That's something that she came to this planet to get rid of, and she did. She did. Doesn't matter how long it took, she did. I wanted to blend in. And there's a reason, because just follow me in this conversation. I know you're multitasking with your multitasking self, okay? But just follow me in this conversation. Adonia and Renee, and Deanna, we just jumped out there. We bleeding for y'all. I mean, we did the samurai. I forget what they call it when they pull their guts out. I forget what it's called. It's something.
It's
It's
having an
honorable.
honorable death.
Yes, honorable. But
Carry.
there you go. There you go. When you did that, snatch that right on out. That's what we did for y'all, so you can live. Because we let y'all down. We didn't let y'all down. We let ourselves down. But that's part of the process. That letting ourselves down was a catalyst for us to build ourselves up. So it's supposed to happen.
And if we do it negatively, it's a catalyst to destroy our damn lives and everybody around us.
Right. And there is no negative. I got to get to that later. But the fact that free will can go either way. Every time you do something, you are honoring God, whether you know this or not. Where did free will come from? God. Every time you do something, you're honoring God. Well, you can't say, Antonio, I just murdered that man. That's the way you are honoring God. Your love is jacked up. See it? And so the way your light came out was honoring God. Now, was it a dishonor? I'll let Grace and Jerome decide that. Still honor. Dishonor is still honor. It's in the word. Dishonor is still honor. Just, it just depends on how you love. This is why we call it love light. This love light is one thing, but that's a different conference for a different time, or at least later that comes back up. So this is a great transition now to the last thing I want to ask you. Well, I was minding my business, Grace, doing my little talky thingy, because I got to talk every time I'm out of time. I got to talk 23 hours. Yeah, I have no idea. 23 hours. And someone asks, all right, Dan, well, if you do this, you that guy, all right, okay. Grace, I'll copy and paste this question for you, because I'm not going to. I just got the questions. Everything else is in my head. That way you ain't got to write. I often grapple with tension between our ability to choose and greater forces at play. Such as destiny, past experiences, and external influences. How does your teachings, Antonio, shed light on this dance of free will? And what guidance can you offer to navigate our lives meaningfully? Another way to ask this is, how can I protect myself against outside forces? And I have to say, all y'all here should have perked up. The truth is, I can give you a very solid answer, but I can't give you the answer, because I will violate your free will. Because however you choose to navigate external forces and negative forces and positive forces, that's what you come here for, Janice. That has nothing to do with me. But if you feel like, this way, I don't, y'all hear me say the devil. When I do it with y'all, I play with y'all. Every time you hear me say the devil, I am absolutely playing with y'all, or I am trying to relate to your Christian understanding. That is it. That is it. You can ask me offline what I actually think about the devil. I just won't do it on this conference unless you have the fortitude to ask me out loud, which I wouldn't advise you to do that, because I'm an answer. But don't do that. Grace, if you feel there are negative forces, external forces stopping you from being great, and Y'all feel that way. The only thing I can actually answer for you is this here. I got plenty of answer, but I need to give you the statement first. Antonio, how do I change instantly? Stop. Put this in steps, Grace. In your notes, not the official notes. Number 1, stop. Number 2, give thanksgiving for each moment. Stop or pause. Give thanksgiving for each moment. Adonia, thanksgiving is the shield for negative forces and the fuel for positive manifestations. 1, you're going to pause. You're going to stop. The second thing you're going to do is in the middle of you feeling this influence, you're going to give thanksgiving for each moment. And then, and I'm going to use this in my language, step 3, Grace, you're going to see yourself. And then you're going to see other self, whoever's causing you the problem, as the creator. Why did I say other self? Well, Renee, because separation is an illusion. There's only Renee and Antonio Renee. That's it. This Phil is Phil Renee. Still Renee. His mama just told us to call him Phil. But still Renee. It's true. It is whatever you're doing to the least of these, my brothers, you do also unto me. Paul says there is no male, there is no female, there is no Greek, there is no Jew, there is only one in Christ. Come on, that's good. You maybe have Grace pull it up. Okay. Of course, whenever I only know how to quote King James, Grace. I rarely even read King James, but I don't know how to quote King. Whatever I quote is typically in King James. Sorry, y'all. I come from the old Bible Belt South, so it ain't nothing but King James. And if you got another Bible, that ain't the real Bible. Yeah. Jerome know what I'm talking about. Jerome know what I'm talking about. You know how you stand up and do the congregation of reading?
That's it.
And you read out loud, you're going to be lost because that ain't what we reading.
Sure. You said Thanksgiving is the shield for negative forces and I don't know if you remember.
The fuel
for
positive manifestations.
Thank you.
So you're going to stop. You're going to give thanksgiving. And then number 3, give thanksgiving for each moment. Excuse me. Each moment, not the moments you like, Renee. See, I got to do it again because as long as Jerome here, I gotta bring up the Bible every now and then. David said, grace and mercy, finish it for me. One of y'all finish it for me. Shall follow me
all the days of my life.
What you mean all?
All.
Like totality.
Yeah, all.
Right. And I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
That's it. You got to finish it. Yeah.
So when he was incorrectly counting his army, sinning against God, grace and mercy was doing what?
Following him.
When he was sleeping with another man's wife, got her pregnant while his troops was off at war. What was happening, Grace?
Grace and mercy was following him.
When he then sent that man, Uriah, to his death. Well, help me out, Grace. What was happening?
Grace and mercy were following him.
And then when he got away with it for 2 years, and then the prophet said, let me tell you a story. And then David said, oh, show me this man. He gonna die today. I swear to God, he gonna die.
You are that man.
You and that man was what was
Grace
happening?
Grace and mercy was following him.
Now you gotta applaud David's reaction because as usual, so when they say you are that man, he went to immediate repentance. Because I denied the whole thing. Not me, you Nathan, you crazy. With me, I ain't never.
You know you right.
God could have showed me the tapes. Nah, still with me. You know they.
You would have went in Shaggy mode, wasn't me?
Yeah. They got that CGI God. You know what I'm saying? In the future, they're gonna have artificial intelligence. That can't be me. You know, you control all time. I lied my tail off. You understand? Grace, my point is, all means all. Each also means all. Give thanksgiving in all things. But you don't understand what she did to me. Give thanks. If you want to be protected against negative force, see, negative forces can only vibrate at negative forces. You missed it. When an earthquake, like we experience, and if you, this is the problem with vibration. When an earthquake hits a building, it only hits the buildings vibrating at the frequency of that earthquake. The others are spared. It's the truth. This isn't me. This is science. So the problem with that, Grace, is real simple. If you don't learn how to give thanks, do you understand? In all situations, do you hear me, Grace? All situations. If you don't learn how to give thanks, no worries, don't. And your manifestations won't either.
So you telling me when Jerome's sibling is acting a plumb donkey, he got to get thanks.
Give thanks. Give thanks.
Antonio told me that too.
I sure did. I
That's
sure
with
did.
your money, Jerome.
I sure did. You give thanks. And the reason why
And he was right too. It was messing with my money.
Messing with your money. Ain't nobody worth your money. The reason why that was important, Grace, and the reason why I stressed that so much. Well, you know what? I'll show y'all this way. I want to share my screen.
D, raise the hand when you get a chance.
Okay. I didn't intend to share my screen, but I'm going to share my screen. Look at this. Hold on. I'm going to refresh it. Okay. So on the right is 440 hertz. On the left is 512 hertz. Nothing happened. Same frequency is now moving the ball. Probably the greatest example of the law of vibration, in which you know as the law of attraction. In order to protect yourself from negative frequencies, negative external frequencies, is to not vibrate at them. If you're frustrated, you are matching that alignment. Go ahead, y'all. I'm not even done with my steps on y'all.
Okay, so okay, Exodus 14:14 is my thing.
Good.
But you're telling me that while he is, that when I praise and I worship,
Right.
that is my shield.
That's correct.
And Exodus 14:14 is my fuel.
This is also correct. Tell them what Exodus 14:14 is.
Exodus 14:14 is God telling you, I will fight your battles for you, but you sit down and you be quiet.
Right. But can you sit down and be quiet in non-Thanksgiving?
No. And that's
how many y'all do well how many y'all do well pissed off and stay quiet?
No, because you get more pissed off.
You show right, Grace.
Nobody better not answer. Nobody better not answer.
Thank you, Trinace. Better not answer. Nah, I know Adonia get there and she sit down, and she'll stonewall you. She be quiet, but that head is going off though.
I gotta walk away. And yes, I have to be quiet. I mean, because if I say something, it won't be
Scorched
Adonia
earth.
saying it. It'd be that other person in me that will do that. And I don't like that person to do that. So yeah, I'm a be quiet. I really am that person that will need to not say something.
We need to not say that's TT. We're gonna call her TT. TT protects Adonia. You hear me? TT fed up. Been fed up. Curse word right there. You understand? It's curse word right there. Been fed up. You understand? It went right there, Grace. Okay, it went right there.
I'm sorry.
I got you. Just know that you can't give thanksgiving and be angry at the same time. One of them has to fade away. Okay, go ahead. Ask your question.
No, no, this Thanksgiving being a shield. I
It
don't.
is.
It did something, and I'm trying to work. My brain is trying to work it out. So
Well, it did something to David too. He wrote like 50 scripts, 50 songs about it. He really did. Keep going.
so you're telling me all this time. It,
Speak freely. Don't worry about your background noise.
okay, so all this time, instead of me praying for something to change, all I had to do was just praise.
Yes. Yes. That is the secret to life. Yes. No. Give us them tears, them frustrations, and that. She's having no, ain't this, I done made my life hard for nothing. Yep.
That's exactly
You did.
that's
You did, but it was all worth it because it got you here, and it was all by design. Because it could have took you another 40 years. So
Oh,
you just need to
God.
trust that source let you do 40 years of hurting yourself instead of 80 years of hurting yourself. You just got to respect the fact on
66 years.
Look here,
66.
okay, you just saved me another 40. I'm being 43 Saturday. You just saved me another 42 years. Okay?
Another 42. So you just got to understand on the grand cosmic scale of your life, Deanna, which has been millions of years, it just took you 40.
Well, apparently it took me more than that because this ain't my first lifetime.
Still just took you 40. No, it's what y'all listen to what she said. You mean tell me I ain't had to pray, I just had to praise? But every great teacher has said that.
They also say pray.
Yeah,
once. Pray was drilled in me more than praise.
Not from your sacred text.
I didn't read my sacred text until I
Okay,
was grown.
that's what happens. That's what happens. You didn't read. You let charismatic preachers and with locks and Joseph A. Banks jackets tell you how to pray.
That ain't even an excuse because you always told me I learned differently. I didn't learn scriptures. I learned the stories. But in the stories, there is always a pivot point where they praised and then their breakthrough came because they prayed. God dog it.
There you go. This ain't, y'all, this really ain't rocket science. Life has an algorithm. An algorithm just means a set of instructions. If you follow those set of instructions, then man's algorithms can never come against you. How can I put that in Jerome's scripture so some of y'all
Please, okay,
it?
rewind, press play. Come on.
God will make your enemies your footstool if you abide in him and he abide in you. There you go.
Okay,
I had to combine two scriptures, but
real
there
quick,
you go.
okay, because I know Jerome and Mr. Phil and Renee and Trinace
I
and
just got
Sandra
your message.
know what abide
Okay,
means.
Adelia. She gotta go.
Abide.
Abide. If you let me live in you,
Okay.
and you live in me, there you go. Abide.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, when we making grub, there you go. You can use context clues. I want to
say that's a whole breakfast. I'm just saying amen to the amen.
That is a whole breakfast. It is a whole breakfast, you know.
When a man is right with God, he maketh even his enemies his footstools.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Step one, stop. If you wanna, Trinace is selling a conference. There are external forces trying her not to sell that conference. So what must she do, Antonio? Number one, stop. Number two, give praise, give thanksgiving for each moment. And then see, number three, herself and her hater as the creator. Herself and other self. Herself and her supporter as the creator. See, when you have Thanksgiving, the video I just showed y'all with the thing, The ball moved because frequency matches frequency. Choose ye this day which frequency you will serve. If choose ye this day which frequency you will serve. Grace ain't done yet.
But that's for me in my house.
That's for me in my house. We will. You understand? Step 4. Y'all ready? This is the hard one, especially. So if you've been, I'm not gonna call names. If you've been, how many of you used to being screwed over by people too? And don't be humble with me. I'm screwed over by people. They let you down every time. Don't nobody keep their word. Come on now. Okay. Thank y'all so much. And how many of you?
But I was that person. Okay, I was that person.
No doubt.
That part too.
How many of you are used to you not getting what you want, no matter how hard you try? I'm gonna get everybody. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, I don't want to admit that. Okay, thank you.
Say that again so I can know whether I want to accept it or not deny it. Say it again.
That's a great answer. How many of you are not used to getting what you want, no matter how much you try?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Okay.
All right, I'm with it.
Okay, I'm trying to get everybody. And how many of you are genuinely empathetic and people take advantage of that? I'm gonna get everybody. Okay, so if you checked all 3 boxes, this show enough is for you what I'm about to say next. If you check one of the 3 boxes, this is most certainly for you. Step 4, open your heart. See why? Look, I see them. I'm not doing that no more. I tried that. That's not.
So look here. I'm going back to my window from break because I'm getting some cake and I want to say this. I've been having the weirdest downloads and the randomest downloads about stuff like that. So my thought process be my thought process. So this is what I thought. 2 things. The first thing I thought that came yesterday was, we always say karma is going to pay you back, or you reap what you sow, when we believe somebody has wronged us. But we don't never damn ourselves to hell when we do other shit to other people.
Right.
That's the one thing. That was like random as I was trying to get my hair under control. Then the other thing was what you said. So yesterday I forgot to message Talisha, and I thought about it this morning because she asked me how could she help. So pastor's wife and one of my friends said, you volunteer at church too much to not have no volunteers. Send a Zoom out and see how many people go volunteer. When I logged into the volunteer thing, I'm in 2 groups. I think I saw like 8 people that was willing to volunteer.
Wow.
And I was overwhelmed with it because I feel like people don't always offer to help me. People don't ever show up. And the random thought came today as I was driving to work. I don't ever ask for help because people have let me down before. So that puts me in a position to never want to ask for help because I don't want to hear no.
You got a whole lot of head shaking out there.
Yesterday, I did not hear no. I saw a whole lot of people telling me how they could help me. And then some people was texting me, I got you locked in now. I know how I can do this, I can do that. Then somebody said, text me, she said, don't worry about the stuff in the morning. I got your coffee, I got your water, I got your morning stacks because I know we having brunch. I'm donating that. So and I say, well, that's the traumatic experience that I have to get over for people not showing up for me. But the other part is I show up for other people to prove that I'm not like other people. I show up for other people above and beyond.
To prove,
just to prove that I am not like other people.
That's a vibration.
So that's why I be correcting your ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Because I am better than you because I always show up and you do not.
Thank you so much. You saved my explanation. Did y'all hear that? I am better than you. Come on, y'all clap for that. Nope, no, because y'all are the same way.
All right. Yes.
I want to point out two things in her conversation. I was going to point out the last one, but she did it for me. I'm pointing two things in our conversation. One, what she understands to be God showed up as 8 people. Where am I drawing that from? In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord high and lifted up. His train filled the temple. I can keep going, Grace, but if I do, y'all gonna change the whole call.
That's it, because we're gonna shout. Okay, keep going.
Change the whole call, and I don't want to keep going. Holy, I'll go something. My bad.
Look, you can't let it go. Come on.
I can't. Isaiah 6 or something
Don't
else.
you start. Don't you start. Son. Don't you start.
Go, Antonio, go.
See, she look. You got problems.
It's so hard to let that go. It really is. It's so hard to let that go. My goodness. Ooh, Lord have mercy. You know, it's Deanna's fault.
Denise, thank you for sharing.
Yes.
What you just shared. When I first met you, I said, now I know why I like you, because you say and do what goes through my head.
Absolutely.
Because you're absolutely correct. Thank you, Shanae.
So what happened is King Azariah, who is also King Uzziah, you learn this in extra biblical, well, not extra biblical, in Chronicles, reigned for 52 years. And the people were depressed when he died. A large earthquake actually happened in the same year that he died. And Isaiah wanted so bad for his king to be alive. And when Isaiah was missing his king, God showed up as a king. First time I said it, I'm going to say this again. The third time, Trinae's going to shout and cry all over this place. In the year the King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord high and lifted up. His train filled the temple, and above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain, because I only know King James Version, I ain't gonna lie to you, Jerome, he covered his face. With twain, he covered his feet. With twain, he did fly. And then one cried out to the other, saying, Holy, come on, Grace, holy is the Lord of hosts. I gotta stop, Grace. I gotta stop. And my King James memory is fading on me anyway.
Okay. And I'm hearing the male chorus. 2 wings. Keep going.
And the post of the door moved, and the voice cried out, and this place was filled with smoke. When Trinace needed God the most, as she understands God, God didn't show up as money. That's not what she needed. God showed up as the answer to her traumatic experience. People who genuinely loved her enough to help her. Third time, everybody gonna get it. Renee, I don't know what you're praying for. Deanna, I don't know what you're praying for, but I do know this. If you open your heart, it'll show up. Grace, get your 4 steps back, because I got a 5th one. And your 5th step, what we end this conference or this particular part of it. Always know the light and praise it. The reason why that's so important, Jane, is because in bad times, when external forces are against you, when you feel like the devil is bothering you, you got to be able to look towards the light. The problem with that, Renee, is you don't know the light if you ain't tried it.
Better watch it. You better watch it.
So you can't know something. You can't know something you ain't tried. Is you?
That's what you told Talisha that time. Okay.
She was mad that day. I was like, well, you say, have you tried God? You can't know him if you don't try him. I mean, simple as that. Anyway, Renee, that's your guide against external forces. Well, I can't give you the answer because free will. I will violate your free will, and I cannot. Can I violate your free will? Y'all can. I cannot. I have a check and balance upon me. who I am. I cannot. We'll talk about that later. Just know that I was incarnated not to be able to violate free will. I cannot. But what I can tell you is, if you stop, pause, and if you give thanksgiving for each moment, see yourself and other self as the creator, and then open your heart. I think that was next. And then always know the light and praise it. You don't have to know how to do anything. You don't need no ATS classes. You don't need how to do no sales funnels. It will just show up. Now, I'm going to close this out. This conference is about exploring alignment. And if you missed what I did today, I'm trying to show you how you are in relationship with yourself and others, and how that's the only key to life. There is no other key. And I get that you it's hard, but it's not hard. It's only hard because you're not thinking like God. You're thinking like your personal experiences, your background, your culture, and all this other stuff. The idea, for those of you who believe in God, that you serve a God that made things hard for you, why would you serve that God? Let's go through an illustration. Deanna, you want to be alive? Yeah, sure. I'll go down to earth. Okay, well, what family you want to be born into? Yeah, I want to go through some suffering, and I'm ready to accelerate my karma quickly. All right, no problem. So you want some childhood trauma, and you want how fast you want to go? I want to go as fast as possible. All right, then so you need to make PO decisions. You understand? So I'm gonna surround you with people that help you make some real PO decisions. It's PO decisions. And how fast you want to go? I want to take 5 lifetimes into one. And I want to get it by I'm 40. All right, say less. All right, then. So I'm never gonna let you have no kids. Finally, you're gonna have one. That's gonna be a blessing. I'm gonna put the name Antonio in your life. God bless you. And then I'm gonna, yeah, man, I'm mad at you teaching. You don't want to do that, right? I hate teaching. I hate speaking. Yep. Oh, so you're gonna speak, you can teach, you can go on and stuff like that. Great. And you really want to go this fast? I want to go this fast. All right, then. Well, I should give you some low self-esteem. So I'm gonna put you around people that's gonna reinforce your low self-esteem. And real fast. Okay, well, I'm gonna have you a little fat girl as you grow up. That'll hurt your feelings a little quick, real quick like that. I'm gonna give you some extra body hair because they don't like that. They don't like that down. Oh, I'm gonna make you black too. I'm gonna make you black. that'll speed you up. That'll speed you up. And all of that was on purpose. Now watch this here. And then Diana goes, well, let me mess up my own life too. Okay. Well, I'm a pick a God I don't like.
You can't tell me that that was a conscious decision. There is no way that I consciously, that my soul said, do this.
If anybody on this call looked at source and said, make it hard for me because I'm tired of coming down here, it would be you. If
Stop talking like you know me, okay?
If anybody on this call did that, would be you.
Exactly. I'm
So we
sure.
are. Jerome's Bible says man's life is full of trouble. So why would you have a view of God to make it even worse? Grace, that don't make no sense. Mom, I like that God you got. Tell me about him. Well, baby, he's good and loving. He don't like me. He don't like gays. He make it hard for me. And he wants me to do this. I got to prove myself. That's what we do. All because somebody preached a sermon. And your free will vibrated at that frequency.
Wow, Bishop,
Yes, sir.
you are talking here because all my life it's been men and women in my life as for preachers, right? So when I first came to North Carolina, God rest her soul, she said, I'm gonna put you under my wings. And I'm like, okay. I don't know what that meant at the time because I'm a old Baptist boy. So I'm like, put you under my wings. What do you want me to be, a chicken? What? What are you talking about? So I go under her, and then I meet an apostle, and he's teaching women is not supposed to be in the pulpit, right? So now I got something against the woman that taught me basically everything I knew because of what this man you talking in here, because preachers will mess you up if you don't know the word for yourself.
So with parents, so with teachers, so with spouses. How many of you know something about being married to the one thing that actually killed you the whole time? Who know what I'm talking about? Even if you wasn't married, yeah. Like you couldn't have made a more poor decision. Thank you, Deanna. It's only me and you. Everybody else, Trinace ain't never picked wrong. It's just
Like,
me.
you know what? And I'm gonna give y'all an example so y'all understand. I was married to the relationship that I created with my mom that pretty much it shaped my future because I passed up a lot of blessings based on the marriage that I had with my mom, with the relationship with what my based on the marriage of my perception of my relationship with my mom.
Yeah, you had a relationship with your mom. You created that in a man, and since you couldn't punk your mom, you punked your man.
And a lot of other stuff. I broke my kid too. Missed out on several opportunities that I actually wanted. Like I wanted to go to school and study music, but missed out on that. I wanted to go to school and be a veterinarian, missed out on that. Like it was a done deal. All I just had to do was show up. But because I was married to the perception of the relationship I had with my mom, I didn't even show up.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the end of, I forget, the 4th or 5th segment of the Exponent Alignment Conference. We'll see you all next Thursday. Should you be able to get here, I do want to leave you with this, that I leave you in love and peace and love light for the one infinite creator, which you should go out there, enjoy your dreams, rejoicing in the power and the peace of love. Give Thanksgiving for each moment. See self and other self as the creator. Open your heart. Always know the light and praise it. You can plan better. You can dominate. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Path Bender tonight.
Path Bender tonight. Love you, everybody.
Love you more.
Love you more.
You know what? Maybe I'll do this in Path Bender just the next segment. Who knows? I doubt it. Unless that reaction makes me want to do it. So we'll see. All right, y'all. The conference alone, so I could get away. All right, y'all.